It's the Slapz. We gon' hit you with and Trapz radio podcast.
Let's get it.
Powered by the Slap God, C. Austin, the DJ.
I'm gonna start with you, Antoine. Let the people know why you decided to run for mayor, man. Why, and why now? And speak on that.
Okay. You guys ready? My name is Antoine McDonald. I live in the city of Detroit. I was Martha Reed's campaign manager. Google Martha Reed, you see who she is. I ran her campaign. City councilwoman. I was campaign manager of Wyndham as he ran a race to be the mayor of Highland Park. So I was his campaign manager, sat on a campaign, ran that campaign, and got him a seat as mayor of Highland Park. In those days of me running campaigns and seeing how the city works, because politics is just a word, so you don't know the people who dictate your minimum wage, dictate your school education, dictate your roads, dictate what clothes you wear, dictate the food you eat. So they give you a word politician so you can go astray. Okay, but these things you need to know as citizen. Right now,
we're making a transition of information. Okay, we have a new president in. He's trying to be transparent, releasing things that people was trying to find out for years. So now we're reaching the era now. Are we really going to wake up? Mike Duggan was a write-in candidate. We wrote his name in, and he became mayor of Detroit. Now, I'm from the city, and it takes a lot for us people in Detroit to move and lean towards a person, okay? And so at the end of the day, do I really think he convinced the masses to vote for him or write his name in? Let me give you some statistics in the city of Detroit. Over a little under 600,000 people in the city of Detroit. Okay, any other mayor election, anywhere from 60 to 90,000 vote. 50 to 60, 90,000 on average. That's 10%. You can Google that. That's less than 10% of Detroit vote. So with that spread, it's real low. So any politician can maneuver their way in. Any special interest group, from the local millionaires and billionaires is building the skyscrapers, the local companies and the corporations coming in, they can have special interests on those candidates to get in office, to make sure their agendas get done, not for you, for the city of Detroit. I did a campaign yesterday at Rouge, talking to the people, okay? They talking about the porta potties at the park, telling me that the porta potties was on the other side of the park. Now, if a person really loved the city and know about Detroit, Detroiters love to go out when the weather break. If you're a Detroiter, you know that. When the weather break, we go outside, we enjoy the parks. So if you have somebody in for the city, just like when I was at Rouge yesterday and they complain about the porta potties, the mayor currently is not for the people of the city of Detroit with porta potties at a major park filled to the tilt, with thousands of people, okay, with a horse ranch on it and everything, all right? So clearly, we have people that's not for the city. Now these people that's running, are they going to be for the city? Or do they know it's only 10% show up to vote, and those same special interest groups going to pay for them to get in place so their agendas can get done, all right? We're going to go over different things I got planned for the city. All right, that I'm going to need your help with. That's going to benefit you. It's going to be a financial reckoning.
in the city, okay? Just like Atlanta. Did you know Atlanta mayor gave the city contracts to residents? Meaning if anything needed to get done in the city of Atlanta, those city residents got contracts. Need to be lawn, trash, or whatever the city need to do. That mayor made sure those people got the contracts. I'm not saying it's going to be qualified people to get contracts for city contracts, but we can create programs to help the residents acquire these contracts. Okay, so we
help
can
with the training and stuff like that.
That's right. Help with the training to get some of these city contracts. Okay, because now we got a big gap of financial inclusion. We got a big gap of legacy wealth. We got a big gap of real estate wealth. Okay, I grew up in the city, and they always told me as a kid, you got to get a good job outside the city. You work for minimum wage inside the city. You work for that McDonald's as a kid. When I was 14, 15, worked for McDonald's and on 8 Mile. And then they say go out to Oak Park. Across 8 Mile, you get $2, $3 more. And so I went across Oak Park and got the $2, $3 more as a kid, not knowing that this was a design plan.
It's all about design.
It's all about design. Okay, because you have this city of Detroit right here, this circle of Detroit. And an outer circle is the suburbs. Okay, and in this middle circle, we don't even have a Walmart. Over 600,000 people. Don't even have a Walmart. And so we don't even have all kind of other stores. And so for us, we leave out this circle of Detroit and go to the outer rim of the suburbs.
Let me stop you right there for a minute, Twan. Mm-hmm. How do you respond to the future critics that say, well, Detroit is tear everything up, so why would we put a Walmart, for example? You were just speaking on Walmart. Or why would we give them these things? We just recently got a, what was that? We just got a Myers right there, the Myers, not too long ago. But, in response to the critics, how would you respond to that?
Well, we don't really, we need the resource. We don't go to the suburb and tear anything up. We take majority of our dollars and we take them to all the surrounding Walmarts around Detroit. Okay? And Myers only did that because they're native to Michigan. Okay? And that's why they put it in Detroit. And Detroit is, we go to every surrounding suburb and spend tremendous amount of money and build these areas up over the last 20 to 30 years. By design. We don't tear anything up. We go over there, pay their high tickets. When we drive our vehicles over there, we go over there and pay the taxes because we have to work over there in those Walmarts and those surrounding stores because we're 30% of the poverty level in the city of Detroit. So we have to go to these department stores to find work. And so we don't really tear anything. We had a Kmart, like where Home Depot was once at on 7 Mile. That used to be a Kmart. So during that Kmart debacle, and but Home Depot found its way over there because real estate never goes out of style. Even though the housing market is shifty in Detroit, but rent is up $1,500, $1,400, $1,800, $1,200 a unit. I can't make landlords go down on your rent, but I can create financial inclusion. All right, so we can have money inside the city. I can create an awareness where the program's at. I can reform the Motor City Match program, people who've been getting this money to match their businesses. Grand opening, grand closing. You don't even know some of these places that got the money, from beauty salons to donut factories, that got this Motor City Match program money. Detroiters don't even know. So I got to create an outlet where they can find these businesses that got the money so they won't be grand closing. All right, that's the thing about a business in the city of Detroit. We need us to support these businesses. I was just looking at Mook from Hip Hop University, and he was talking about 7 Mile and Kathy over there, Strictly, and how that whole
I seen that.
Yeah, how that whole strip was,
it's a legendary strip.
Strip, but we're not aware. And there's no money in the city. Okay, so they didn't create a whole program for us to lead the city.
And shout out Miss Kathy, by the way, too, man.
Yeah, shout out Miss Kathy.
Man. Strictly's was a landmark, man. I went to Strictly's. I spent a lot of time on 7 Mile as a youngster. You know what I'm saying? So Strictly's that's where we went.
And so,
you know what I'm saying?
And so now they created a system where now we go outside of Detroit and spend all our dollars. Okay, majority of the businesses that we shop at in the city are owned by outsiders. Okay, from Arabics to Korean groups, and they're owned by outsiders. All right. So like I said before, I'm gonna create a program, but just like Atlanta, where city people get contracts. All right. Restructure that. Restructure the Motor City Match program. Bring awareness to the program. Highlight it on billboards. Put mentorships at these businesses to show other people how to get the money. Increase funding for it. See, now we have to take the hand of each other in Detroit. Okay, just like the Arabic community came in and took each other by the hand and showed each other how to get a bridge card machine. showed each other how to get tobacco license for their businesses. We have to do the same thing, okay? But I'm gonna go over some more of my topics, but because I gotta bring in
teach one, reach one.
Teach one, reach one. I'm gonna bring in, but you can go to Get Detroit Coins. Get Detroit Coins. I created a website, not just about getting Detroiters get coins, where they can get city resources, land bank, restaurants. You could just keep going in there and find things about the city.
Yeah,
right?
If you don't mind, Twan, speak on that real, because I have been seeing you going extremely hard with the promo with that. I've been seeing that everywhere.
Yeah.
Just elaborate for the people.
Because we need coins. Okay, if you're living in the city of Detroit, when you step out your door, you're gonna give your money to every ethnic group. Okay, those Arabics, those other beauty salons and all those, they're gonna take their money back to them. And we're going to constantly wash and repeat that cycle. Unconsciously. Doing it. Zombie-like. Okay? So, no mayor's going to tell you about it because they pay their taxes. They pay the property taxes on time. They buy the business license. Okay? Those ethnic groups. All right? So they're not going to tell you we need Detroiters in those businesses. They're not going to help you.
They're not going to share the game.
They're not going to share the game because they good with those ethnic groups paying on time, paying those taxes for the city. So they don't care about you being a servant and a consumer to those businesses. I do because I got to lock my door. Now, I don't lock my door for an Arabic kid or a Chinese kid.
Plus, they know we become the competition at that point. And that's
well, they don't even care. We don't become the competition anymore. They hire us now. I grew up in Detroit where the Arabics didn't even hire us at no businesses. When they did, it was a girl worked at the window at Coney. Now you have blacks take over the whole Arabic business because they're not fear of us.
More diversity, more diversified.
Well, they're not fear of us being no competition. We'll run their whole business. We're not going to open up another one. And they're going to sell us chicken. They're going to sell us everything in the stores. And by the way, you know, we have over 2,000 gas stations in the city of Detroit, and the majority of them, a lot of them, selling counterfeit stuff. And this money on the floor where the city of Detroit can write those $500, those fines for those counterfeit food and expired goods. There's money on the floor for those 2,000 gas stations that city of Detroit can pull out. So anything I want to do for funding for the city of Detroit and these resources I want to put in, I can find the funding. Not mess with the $500 million windfall that the city of Detroit have currently now and the $150 million rainy day fund that the city of Detroit currently have now. Hold on. Wayne County Treasurer is now currently allowing you to pay your taxes in Bitcoin. Okay? Wrap that around your head. Wayne County Treasurer now, you can pay your taxes, property taxes, in crypto and Bitcoin. So that means it's going to take that money, that Bitcoin that you pay your property taxes on, sit on it, and 3x it, 4x it, 4 times the money.
I think that's really amazing.
That's amazing. Right? That's the Wayne County Treasurer. That's not the city of Detroit. Now, Detroit needs to take that same approach.
Right.
With our windfall money. All right, we need to take some of that money and so we can spread some of that money uptown. All right, so those special interest groups that have been putting all that money downtown and pay for the candidates that they need to get in place to make things happen for them.
Spread it around, move it around.
Keep us on this consumer level in the uptown, the city people, the residents of Detroit are the best consumers. They love it. We spend. So you got to keep us on a good brainwash, all right? And all the ethnic groups work on that. And so you pay for even our people who are elected figures, you know, they get that money and they're not for the people, okay? If they for the people, they won't be. You got city council members on the board and porta potties at the parks. So that means they're not at the parks. I'm out there campaigning at the park. City council members not there trying to make sure they're not at porta potties with thousands of people at our parks. Okay, while you just got funding for a guy to build a restaurant on Belle Isle. Okay, and the state took it over. All right, the city don't run Belle Isle anymore.
Now speaking of funding, man, so you know what's more your plan as far as the funding? Because you know how would everybody say, well, you know, we heard this so many times before. What makes your story so different?
Well, I can find. Well, we got to go and look for the money for the most part. I know where to find money at for the city, far as from blight from businesses, far as from toll roads, making a toll. Because if you travel outside the city of Detroit and go to Chicago and various other places, they have a toll from New York. Okay, that's a fact. All right. I have ways to go around Lansing where I don't have to get the permission to do a toll. I would do a toll on city property. Okay. I wouldn't do a road toll because I have to go through the bureaucracy of Lansing. So just to avoid all that, because they're not going to allow me to do no toll road in Lansing. Because who traveled to the city of Detroit? Detroiters. Everybody around Detroit. They come in for the lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my. They come in for the restaurants and all that good stuff. So no. Lansing's not going to let me do a toll road on our city streets, but I can put a toll road on our city sidewalks, downtown. Build them out, toll road. Okay? Increase the taxes and the business permits on all businesses, owners who do not live in the city of Detroit. Oh yeah, increase the taxes. They don't live in the city of Detroit. Because if you don't stay in the city of Detroit, you're already paying property taxes 5 and 6 times as much as we do. Southfield taxes is high. Bloomfield Hills is high. Anything around the city of Detroit,
anything outside the city of Detroit is
higher.
Very costly.
They're going to pay higher here. I'm going to find the money. I'm not going to mess with that $500 million windfall money the city of Detroit has, or the $150 million rainy day fund. I'm going to put that into crypto and 3x that. Okay, we have the largest city in Michigan. This is the Mitten. This is the Upper Peninsula. Out of all the cities, Detroit is the largest. And why we are the poorest? Why are we looking like Africa? Why are we the largest city in this
care
state?
About downtown, that's what I hear. You know.
Why we're it's by design.
So in the past, or even to this present, all the focus for property tax giveaways and incentives has been on the central business district. You'll notice even on the Duggan administration, we actually had more small businesses still open along Gratiot Avenue, Van Dyke, and basically, yes, it looks cleaner, but all those small businesses have closed. And so, the billionaires are picking up properties along those strips. There's less and less small business people in there. Now, in the city of Chicago, they don't just have property tax incentive money just for the central business district. They also had it out in the neighborhoods. That's why you see strong neighborhood streets with businesses along there. They can recycle, they call them tax increment districts in the neighborhoods, and they recycle property taxes back into their properties. So if you own a property on one of these major avenues, all you're sending is your property taxes down to the downtown. You're not recycling anything into your building or into your neighborhoods to repair those buildings and make them attractive for free retail or that. So you have very, very few small businessmen surviving along the big avenues. You go along Detroit, you'll see Van Dyke's deserted. Gratiot looks cleaner, but there's less small businesses.
Well, that's like you said. I just was on Gratiot. What was that last week? You're 100% right.
But the billionaires and millionaires are snapping up the properties.
Yeah,
they own it. So you can look up a lot of those buildings. They sit on them. But not just that. I want to talk about Peter. Peter has not unlocked.
Either they turn everything into luxury homes.
Well, not just yet. They haven't even came up Gratiot yet. They're sitting on them for 5 or 10, 15 years.
It's the Slapz. We gon' hit you with and Trapz Radio Podcast.
Let's get it.
Powered by the Slap God, C. Austin, the DJ.